from my Headhunter stronghold in Annapolis, Maryland, and beyond. This is the Recruiter Roundtable Season 3. Every episode is an open discussion for both industry dinosaurs and noobs alike, like Steve Jenkins. So please like and subscribe. And let's start with Recruiter Roundtable Season 3, number 36. Tech stacks you can't live without. Hey, how's everybody today? Sorry for my late
getting better.
Every day above ground is a wonderful day. I woke up on the right side of the dirt.
Yeah.
So before we get into the tech stack things, anybody want to talk about anything? Questions, concerns, anything exciting in the world of recruiting, staffing? Does anybody have anything they want to ask? Can we jump into this? No, really? Everybody just waited with bated breath to talk about ATSs. I love it. I absolutely love it. So one of the reasons we did this again, talked to Kelly and Ernie, is it seems like tech stacks are changing every few months. Something new comes out, right? Every few months, your ATS adds something, your CRM adds something. Who knows, right? So I thought after the Comet browser, which has made a lot of headlines, and then I don't know if any of you have been on some of the meetings I've been on. We've been talking about Cluey and Whisperflow. Those are the three things that have just blown me away, I would say, in the last 3 months, and have made my life significantly better in terms of productivity and ease of recruiting. So I kind of wanted to just talk about, has anybody discovered anything new? How do you feel about some of these natural language sourcing tools, right? Like Noon, Pin, Juicebox, Go Perfect. Some of the new ATSs that are coming on board, a Symbol, which is built off of
Pin is very powerful.
Salesforce, yeah. Have you tested Noon yet? I was really impressed with Noon.
I have not.
Now it's 3 times the price, or twice the price, but
Pin you can get for like $179. Awesome. That's what.
Yeah, so this is $500 minimum. But then Brett told me they said they would give it to him for $400, and it's for the whole team. So if you do have a bigger team or whatever, you might be able to, afford or want to use Noon. So I was impressed.
What is the main differences between Pin and Noon, in your opinion?
The sourcing section. So in Noon, using natural language, right? You say, hey, I want a bottle washer with 7 years experience in Chicago, and you do all that, right? And then it learns from you, and this is how it learns, right? So it finds 6 or 7 people for you, right? And then you click yes or no, right? Or reject or add to.
So it's basically like a what's that dating app?
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Swipe left. I can't think what it's called. I'm married, so I don't care.
Swipe left. Tinder, I think. Is that it?
Yes, Tinder. There you go.
So when you say no or reject, it'll say, why are you rejecting them? And so I was doing it on a structural engineering search, and I said, because this person is working for a firm that mostly does roadway and bridges, and I don't see any structural on his background. So then they recalibrated. And then I picked some more, and I rejected one. It said, why are you rejecting this person? He only has 4 years experience and no PE. If they have 7 or more, it's okay if they don't have a PE. But if they only have 4, they have to have a PE, right? So then it recalibrates it. It kicks out all the people without PEs, right, or whatever, right? So it keeps doing this, and it keeps listening to what you're doing. And according to them, it learns from you even more as you keep doing more searches. And my question to them was, and they really couldn't answer it, was like, I'll do a search for a structural engineer, then I'll do a project manager, then I'll do a controller, then I'll do a sales rep, then I'll do another sales rep, then I'll do an architect. Like, how is it learning for me when I'm doing all these roles? And they said it does, right? But I only had it for 2 weeks, and my trial's up. But according to them, it is basically trying to learn from you and become more like a sourcing assistant than just giving you candidates based on natural language. It's supposed to, and you're only supposed to talk. You're not supposed to use and, ors, and all that, like Boolean or whatever. You're supposed to actually talk to it like it's a real assistant. Now, I will say,
something different than what Pin does. Pin learns as you go too. You can refine it. You start off with whatever you have, a JD, a basic general hiring manager feedback notes, and you basically just fill it in. And it learns, and you can say this person's not a fit for whatever reason, and it learns, and then it refines everything and updates and gets better. It integrates where you can do all your messaging through it. It can find context.
So does this. Yeah, so does this.
I mean, it integrates with, you can do text through it. You can do LinkedIn introductions, connection requests. You can tied in a lot of different ways. So.
Yeah, that's exactly. Noon has connection request or message if they're a first degree, or InMail if you want. Then it has email, right? And then if they accept your connection request, it's very. I didn't know that Pin did that thing where it learned from you, and it sounds very much like Pin, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think a lot of them are kind of like coming up with their own versions of similar, like lack of differentiation, I guess is what I'm saying, or minimal differentiation.
Do you think that and for people who are joining late, right, we're talking about Pin versus Noon right now, and other of you might know Go Perfect, or Juicebox, or what's the other name it used to be called?
Let's Seek Out.
Seek Out, I wouldn't put it in the same camp as these.
Yeah, like Seek Out, Seamless, Apollo, right? I would put those guys together, right? As like contact finders, kind of.
Well, Seek Out does more than that. Seek Out is more of a more robust ones, but these are AI learning tools on top of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Seek Out's great if you want to have sourcing repositories, and it's really good for diversity filters. And if you don't want to pay the LinkedIn recruiter fees, you can. It was designed by a gentleman who used to work for Microsoft, and they do a great job of putting all their content in there. Seek Out and HireAZ, I would put in their own camp. I haven't used Apollo, but I know Apollo is good for finding contact details. There's a whole bunch of contact information finding type tools. So Pin, Juicebox, Noon, the other ones you mentioned, those are all like a step past what Seek Out and HireAZ are doing, and they're focused specifically on sourcing.
So here is what I actually still have access. I thought they pulled it, and they might have, when we're doing this, they might pull it, but this is what it looks like, right? So this is their so sourcing, right? So I put in, this was for a territory sales manager in Connecticut, right? And oh no, this was not that one. Sorry, this is another. Sorry about that. It was for somebody else. So let's do this. This is the first one I did. It's 4 weeks old, right? Limited search results, right? All relevant talent pool in the candidate pool, review this patch and review. Like, so basically, you look at the people, and then if you say, let me look at this guy, structural associate, senior engineer, RDH. So let's just for shits and giggles say reject, right? And what's the reason, right? So this particular firm, RDH Building Science, really focuses on more building science and actual designing buildings. So I don't want anybody from this company. Right? And then you remove from feed. And now it'll do it again, right? And start looking of trying to like say, okay, who's good, who's not, right? So now it's redoing it and giving you more people. And then once you decide, you do it, right? You keep telling it what you don't like, what you do like. You could also expand them and look at here, and it'll tell you if there's red flags, what's good about them. You can also hit this and go to their LinkedIn as well, right? And if I had the Noon extension on, it would say in your Noon database or whatever, right? So then once you're done and you've decided you have all the people, right? Let's save this guy to the project, right? You go over here, and then here's all the people. And it says, I've got 26 candidates, 22 contacted, 2 not contacted, 3 interested, 2 not interested, right? So you can see the 2 are not interested. I don't know what they said. They probably told me to go pound sand or something, right? The 3 that are interested, this guy I'm getting sent out, and this guy I'm talking to tomorrow. He actually just got his PE, so he's excited about talking. Then you can see your outreach here. So I did a LinkedIn connection request, and then I did an email 2 days later, another email 5 days later, and then an obnoxious, funny insert guilt trip subject line. That's actually what the email says 3 days after that, right? So just like all the other ones, you can set this up. The other thing, you can add other, see where it says switch to email, switch to LinkedIn InMail, right? You can do these 2 things as well. And you can stage it however you want. You connect your email to it, and I have the tracking disabled, right? It's like most of the other ones that do it. The only thing I don't know, and for those of you who do big campaigns, right? I don't know if you can send multiple email addresses, like, have like PR Search Inc., PR Search LLC, PR.search, PR.LLC or whatever. But I didn't ask about that because I don't do the campaigns. But is this similar to what Pin does, David? David, you're on mute.
Sorry. Yeah, it is similar to that.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody else use Noon or Pin that wants to chime in? Right? Because like, you know, as I've said before, it's an open discussion, guys. You know, chime in. You know, ask any questions. Go ahead, whoever that was, Alan.
Tommy, what you just showed us, how easy is it to get to the phone number and the email?
They come with that enrichment, right? And it automatically gets it. When you add a person to the project, it automatically looks for the email and phone number.
Okay.
And it did a relatively good job, I will say. It didn't get them all. And I then used some of the other tools that I have. Like
There is no single tool that gets all the contact information. I will tell you.
No, there's not. But my experience, because I tried out Pin. Now for my industry, it didn't work. I wasn't happy with it. And
no, me too. I was like, it's okay.
And
but
yeah,
and that was a while back too.
This was about a month and a half ago for me. But in our time, in our life, in our industry right now, a month and a half is a lifetime. The thing about Pin for me, David, was once I got my list of project managers, to get the phone numbers was really arduous to do. And the other thing about Pin, and I'm not bagging on them. I think they have a good offering for the right sectors. They only provide you one phone number. I do like Seek Out and those category of products, because Seek Out gives you all the numbers they find and all the emails they find. And I asked Pin, well, what happens if you give me the phone number and it's not a good number? And they're like, oh well. Now, if you need more, if you blow through your credits and your customer, they'll bro you down and they'll just, they'll give you some more. So it was just my experience is I have to put the candidate, I have to take my project managers, I have to put them into a contact. I want to contact them category. Then I have to go singularly or in bulk through to get the contact info. And then I might get it and it might not be right. At least with a Hire Easy, a Seek Out, and Apollo, give me everything. And I'll work it from there.
It doesn't, the phone numbers, it's not, I haven't used it for phone numbers. I've used it mostly to get contact emails. It's found the majority of the contact emails for the candidates I've reached out to. I had one where it had dupes, where it duped the candidate, and then it had one other one had a bad email. But if you want specifically cell numbers or cell phones and not like generic company phone directories, there's two tools in specific that are the best ones I know of for cell phones, and there's Swordfish and Wizza. Wizza I pay $50 a month for, and I get all the cell numbers. You can find personal emails and or contact company emails if you want it.
I'm going to let Steve go, Alan, and then ask a question about Wizza, but go ahead, Alan.
Just really quick, I tried Wizza. I got a free trial on it, David. I like it because I was afraid you were actually going to say Zoom, because I know what Zoom costs, and there's no way I'm going to pay Zoom unless there was a way for 12 people on this call.
I go for free tools. I'm a cheap person because
Alan, there's a trench coat.
I'm picking myself out of the poorhouse.
So they do waterfall enrichment, it looks like. Meaning they use a bunch of different they say they use more, it looks like.
Yeah, it uses AI in a variety of things. It's different. I just happened to try it on a whim. Nobody told me about it. It happened to come into my feed because I'm constantly looking at tools, and it's a great one. It's probably the best new one I found.
This is Pin.
I'm signing up for
Wizza.
the free version right
Wizza
now.
I like. I'm trying their free one right now, and it was so far I get 5 free for the month. So far it's 2 for 2 on.
I get 100 a month, and I pay like $50 for it.
Oh, but I have a question. I have a question about that on Wizza, Dave, because I went to sign up and I thought there were 3 choices: the free, and then I thought it was phone, and then it was phone and email. But then when I went back to the page, there wasn't a choice for phone number only.
You can sign up month to month. I'm doing the month to month, so I have no long-term contracts.
Yeah.
And I pay $49 a month right now. That's what I signed up for.
I'll look back at it again.
Alan?
Sorry, go ahead, Tommy.
No, Steve.
Sorry, Steve.
Sorry, Steve.
Alan, just as an aside, Alan mentioned something sort of subliminally there. You tried something, it didn't work well in your industry. We all have to be very careful, I think, when we hire sourcers, particular. if we know that they're using something that didn't work for us, just be very careful. You got to ask what tools they're using, right?
Well, I think that's a function of the last, I'd like everybody's opinion on this. I think that's a function of the last 2 years. I think 2 years ago and before, it's like, okay, get LinkedIn Recruiter or LinkedIn Sales Nav, get this and this, and you're pretty good. You're gonna be pretty good. And unless you want to hire somebody like a Batman or someone to go in and just do blazing sourcing for you, that's fine. But because of the tools he had. But anyway, yeah, but now they're all changing and they're all specialized. So PIN might work for salespeople and something might work for tech.
Absolutely. I mean, in our industries, yours, Thomas and me, they're definitely sourcing things that work
and I got to
hell
talk
of a
to
lot
Kyle.
I'd
better.
be willing to try PIN on anybody's stuff to see if it works. I have a paid account. I'm willing to try it and send you a few profiles just so you can see if it works for you.
I'll give you parameters.
I'll do that afterwards.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say we got plenty of time. I can just
reach out to him, Alan.
No, I got to reach out to Kyle. He's going to help me with Caterpillar.
So we got some people that said, like the contact finder. Let's move that for a second, and then we can kind of move on to some other ones. Right, contact finders wise, Anthony was saying Apollo. Campbell says ZoomInfo. There's a 30 licensed 3-year group buy. License do come up. Yeah, Kale's right too. Like ZoomInfo, if you try to get it yourself, you're looking $8,000, $10,000, $12,000, right? They try to sell you on that. But Kale has mentioned this as in this chat. I've seen some other people do it. You can find people that'll get you into the Zoom account, and you can use your email address, your work email address, and get for $2,000, $1,800, $1,200, depends on what the person is, for the year, the entire year. So what, $150 a month, and you get 1,000 credits, I think, a month with that, and access to the whole Zoom profile thing. Kale, do you want to comment on that? And then we'll go to Anthony.
Yeah, I mean, it's the power of group buys. Like, I know there's a lot of solo people on this, but like I had a friend, they joined one of the big recruitment franchise groups because of the power of group buys and what they were paying for LinkedIn Recruiter for all this stuff, right? So, but there are, I mean, there's this Headhunter organizes like a 30 license group buy, and I you also see them as part of the groups for LinkedIn Recruiter group buys, right? So yeah, don't try and do it. Negotiate with giants alone.
Who raised their hand? Somebody raised their hand. Anthony, go ahead, Anthony.
So I've never used ZoomInfo because of the cost. Like, how accurate is it versus like an Apollo or some of these, less expensive tools?
It's I think 75% depending on what sample you get, right? So it's less for me because I'm up in Canada, and
So what? Oh, sorry, go ahead, Kel.
Yeah, so it's I think waterfall enrichment is a really good idea, right? But I mean, the facts are, if you can't find it on a paid tool, you can find somebody in the company and pick up the phone and call them, whether it's a receptionist, it's a branch, it's like, oh, hey, I'm traveling. I love Thom's. I
was on my boat. I got my phone in the water. I was supposed to call Cal on Monday. I cannot find his number. Can you please give me his cell phone? It works every time.
And I don't need to lie because I have lost my phone in the water once, and I have a boat. It just wasn't last weekend.
1 second, Alan. So Anthony, this is what I say. You're going to be saying this a lot, right? I use SalesQL. I use Loxo. Those two seem to cover what I need. There's also a guy, Karsten with a K, Karsten Fox on YouTube. Every 5, 6, 7 months, he analyzes all the contact finders. I mean, all of them. Zoom, SalesQL, and SalesQL, believe it or not, is always right there, the top 5, right? In terms of emails and cell phones, right? So if you can't find a Zoom account or you don't want to spend that money, I pay. Well, it's funny. I was talking about canceling my SalesQL account on the last one of the roundtables we had, or the Ask a Headhunter Live, and I got an email the very next day saying we added 1,000. You now get 2,000 credits a month. So I get 2,000 credits a month from SalesQL for $50. I get 250 per seat with Loxo, and then between those two, I kind of cover all the bases. And you can do that with Apollo. You can do that with Signal Hire, and you can do that with some of the other tools, and kind of get what Zoom is doing because they're all buying it from the same providers. It's just how often do they update it, What providers do they buy from? And then lastly, there's a thing called bin verify, and Ernie will say cheap people search or fast people search or US people search is another one. I pay $40 a quarter for bin verified, and if I can't find a number, usually they can find it, and if they can't, they give me every single number associated with him, every single email associated with him. And I've told this story before. I left my message at a tattoo parlor for a shredder manager, and he called me back. So even if you can't get the number, and what Cale was saying, do everything in your friggin' power, every angle to get a hold of that person if you think he's that good, right? I know we're probably talking about more recruiting than business development with this situation. And yes, as David and Mark, there's tons of free contact finders, or I wish Thom Byrne was here. He signs up for all let's see, this one that Wizza, you get 20 credits of email and 5 phones, right? Apollo gives you like 5. Signal Hire gives you 5. SalesQL gives you 10. Like, you can go and sign up for all the free levels of every contact finder out there and end up with like 150 credits a month for nothing. Mm-hmm. And then there's AppSumo that sometimes they'll sell. So I got Cloudora, and I have 7,000 credits a month with Cloudora for email and phone numbers. It's not great, but it's free, 7,000, right? And then I have 8,000 with Use Artemis. I bought both of them off of AppSumo lifetime deals for less than $100. So if you want to see what's out there in terms of contact finders, there are so many, and you can piecemeal them together. You can buy ZoomInfo. You can do like I do and rely on SalesQL and Loxo. What's this? And then we'll go to Alan because he's got a question. Go ahead with this.
Anthony Allen, I don't want to dox you, but do you want me to see if I can find your contact information?
Yeah, go for it, man.
So I've got your name up, but can you give me something like a location or something?
Yeah,
Are you talking to me?
Dallas, Texas.
Oh, use Anthony. Yeah,
he's in Dallas. That's him right there. Is that you?
No, that's not me.
No. Okay. Architectural engineer. Nope.
Try Frisco, Texas. I'm in a suburb. I don't know how particular it is. I mean, Frisco is a suburb of Dallas.
How do you spell Frisco?
Frisco.
No. Give me something else.
Company name, maybe Supply Chain Talent Advisors.
How about recruiter?
I'm listed. My title, I think, on my profile is like executive recruiter.
Is this ZoomInfo you're using, Cale?
Yeah.
Watch it not find me. That'd be crazy.
Do you live at 207 Brushwood Place?
I don't.
Okay.
So executive recruiter is what you are?
Yeah, I think it's the title I've got on LinkedIn. Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Let me ask you a question. Do you sign up for any type of like credit monitoring services or anything like that?
Are you asking me, Tom?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I do.
So I know Tony Auchy's not on his last. I thought he was going to be here today. He's not. He signed up for one of those really good ones, and they offered him as part of that service a privacy thing that basically allowed him to you can't find Tony on there. 620 County Road.
Yeah, that's all.
I got you. Anthony Sean Allen, age 48, born 1977.
Yep.
Supply Chain Talent Advisors, 256-656-9194, 256-476-4474, 256-614-1720, 256-444-0528.
Dude, those old phone numbers. That's cool.
This has been verified. This is the one that's that I paid for the quarter. And the reason I had to run through it is because Anthony Allen is a little bit more of there's 4 Anthony Allens in Frisco, Texas. Right. So, and you can narrow it down. And you done looking, Cale?
Yeah, I guess so. Fail.
Your $1,000 deal couldn't beat out my $100 deal. So, this here. For instance, here it is right here. And yeah, so this is my last resort, right? This is what I do if I need to get a hold of someone. This is the last resort, right? And it shows you, like, you can look at all their phone numbers, email addresses, address history, right? I can see all the places he lived, right? I can see associates. His family, right? I can see possible relatives, right? Wife, get her phone number. Hey, can you tell Anthony to call me, right? Dad, hey.
That's not bad. That's crazy.
Hey, man, I went to Auburn. I'm trying to get a hold of Anthony, and I can't find his cell phone. We were trying to get back together and have a good old time. You give me a number for him? Boom.
He's at the county jail.
Right.
So this is the dashboard, right? So I put in this, and I can come over here if I know how old he approximately is, right? I can put in his seniority or any of that stuff, right? So and then you can search all these things, and then like if you promise not to do anything, you can come to where'd you go? Yeah, here you are. You can come down here and do the let's see. You have a boat?
I don't.
Did you have a boat?
One?
I never have. I've always wanted one. Maybe it just knew that subconsciously.
You can look like this right here, and it doesn't work really well, but there's a court records, right? They show bankruptcies, license and permits, and criminal traffic, and you got to say my use is permitted, right? This is kind of a sketchy site, but it's $49 a quarter. So this is my last resort, my absolute last resort. So you can get the numbers if you really need to get a hold of someone. Something like this will get it for you.
And
There used to be when I was at the commercial real estate firm, their commercial version of the MLS was something called CoStar, and there's a competitor to it too. And it was all the commercial real estate, but by matter of public record, it sucked in all the homes. So you could look at where, like, I grew up in Arizona. I currently live in Pasadena, and I have 3 kids and blah, blah. As long as you could find one of those locations, if I could find Alan in one of those locations, it was a tree. It could click in and say, okay, where has Alan lived? And it would give it to you. It would say, what addresses do you have? Give it. Oh, he has a kid. What's the kid? And if you have a daughter and she got married and her name changed, it followed her. And
that's a good point. I want to remember is with Been Verified, you can look up by phone number, you can look up by property address, and you can look up by email. So if you happen to stumble across an email at them at a company, right, you can put that in there and it'll try and find them that way. If there's a contact associated. Well, the way that Been Verified is anything you put in, who is that what is this associated with? What is this who's this address associated with? Who's this email associated with? Now I got them here, Cal.
Yeah, so I think I should get fired as the search consultant because I don't know how to use my own tools, but they also have a Zoom talent plugin. So you just go on to LinkedIn. I don't know, is that accurate, Anthony?
The phone number is old. It's for about 10 years old when I worked in corporate, and the HQ number, I don't know what that belongs to. The email is my personal, it's right. And the title is wrong too. He says Optimum Supply Chain Recruiters. That's not me. I belong to Supply Chain Talent Advisors. But the personal email is correct.
That's 336. That's North Carolina, I think.
Yeah, I don't know where that's pulling from.
Yeah, this is a great example. This is the most expensive. Right? Yeah, North Carolina that you can get, and it's still not perfect. That's what David M. Marr said. Nobody is perfect. Now, there are some other tools within ZoomInfo that people like to use because you can search it like the other things. But at the end of the day, they're all getting their information from the same people, the same companies, right? That's all it is. So don't get too caught up in that, and test them out. Like I'll often, every now and then, I'll just compare with my free credits. What did Loxo get? What did Signal Hire get? What did Been Verified get? What did SalesQL get? What did Cloudora get? And see who's getting them. And it also is industry too, right?
Yes.
I think some of them work better. Just like we said, PIN didn't work good for the construction industry, right? You know, there's some of these contact finders work better in other industries.
There's one, Tommy, that I don't think anybody has ever spoken about. I've used it and it was scary as hell. It was actually LexisNexis.
Oh, that's who, what's his name used to work for? Tony Alci. I got it when she was here. He worked for Lexis too.
I did a project for them, and we all had, because I was doing a work for them, we all got the middle of the road product, and they had a search for a lawyer that could be a business development person, wanted to go into BD. It wasn't mine, but the recruiter couldn't find the person. I said, you guys are LexisNexis. You have all the data. Why don't you just give recruiter Kyle the platinum package and let him find it? And she goes, well, he's a little junior. You want to try it, Alan? I'm like, okay. So they gave me access.
LexisNexis all legal though?
No,
Okay.
it is find stuff. And they stuck in everything. So on the normal one, you have like 3 tabs: person, location, a couple ways to find them. The platinum, let me put it this way. The platinum one was so good that when the CHRO said, okay, tell me what happened over the last 10 days, I said, you need to get a LexisNexis lawyer on the line so we can have this conversation.
How much is it?
Well, I just went to the Lexis site. It's $700 a month for the expensive one.
Is that unlimited lookups?
I don't know, but it was like, I said, this is the broadest information that I've ever experienced. Now, look, that was a lot of years ago. It may not be as effective. I said, it is the broadest, best. And I said, but for that reason, you should never let us do it. You should never, because what if Anthony is a coworker and his best friend, Steve Jenkins, is getting divorced, and he says, hey, Alan, can you look up? I mean, because you can see certain bank information. And all of a sudden, I find that Steve's family banks at Bank of America, but somebody has a Wells Fargo account named Jennifer. It's a legal issue, and the lawyer, the CHRO, was like, "Well, that doesn't." The lawyer's like, "No, that matters." And who's going to audit the logs?
Yeah.
So we canceled. I said, "Take it away from me." But I found the candidate. I found the lawyer, and anyway, but. It's what does it work for your industry? And I still think your point, Tommy, or whoever said it, is phone call into the company. I tried calling somebody's. I couldn't find. I found the name. I knew where he worked.
Hey, we have somebody in the chat that asked, does anybody here like Juicebox, and what are the pros and cons?
It's okay.
Does anybody here use Juicebox?
Only the free version.
Anyone else? And that runs off.
I use it, but the free version.
How do you think it compares to Pin?
I think they're both good. From what I understand, Juicebox was the first one to do what they do.
Yeah, they used to be called People GPT, I think.
Yeah, it did. And Pin and other ones kind of copycatted off of them, from what I was told. That's what I was unofficially told. So.
Okay.
Oh, you can cut that out of the recording.
So we have we talked about sourcing, we've talked about contact finders. What do you guys want to jump into next, right? So my tech stack, if you kind of want to pick an idea about ATS, right? CRM ATS is Loxo. Contact finder, SalesQL, Sales Navigator instead of LinkedIn Recruiter. We can talk about that. New ones for me, Cluey is blowing my mind. I'm using it all the time. I will die on a hill that it's better than any other note taker out there. Like MetaView, which I love. I like it better. Whisperflow is a great productivity app for a guy like me who can't type and has bad grammar. It's talk to text, right? We can talk about any of those. I'm trying to think. Oh, I'm looking at my tech stack now. Is there anything specific you guys want to talk about? Like, I'm wide open on that that front.
I had a question.
Go ahead.
Do you guys use any tools for like finding clients, like on the other end of the business side?
Yeah, that's what we use Sales Navigator for a lot, is using the account section. I can search and I don't know if anyone here has seen this or not. You can search Sales Navigator for like 2 HR people or less, 1 HR people or less, right? And that would be like, hey, that's a client that probably needs our help, right? And then you can search by industry and search by size of the company, right? And location. So imagine like if you're in construction, you got a good MPC, right? And you're in a hot area like Dallas, right? Or a data center area like Virginia, and you got a project manager with data center background. Go into LinkedIn Sales Navigator, search 1 or 2 HR people or less, construction, Virginia, companies from 50 to 200 employees, and it'll give you a list of a couple hundred, 150, whatever the number is. And now when you have the conversation, chances are you can get a hold of the hiring manager because their HR person's overwhelmed, right? Versus dealing with a company that's got a huge HR TA division, right? So that works good for business development. Just trying to find companies within an industry and then using the contact. So you go into accounts, right? And you search up, I found these 30 companies I want to work with. You put them in an account list. Once they're an account list, then you go over to the lead side of Sales Navigator, right? And then you put that account list in there, and it'll show you all the employees of all those 30 companies that you just saved. Now click on partner, like under seniority, CXO, VP, director, partner. Now you have all the head muckety mucks. Or let's say you just want to talk to the VP, hit VP. Or if you want a specific title, I only want to talk to the VP of engineering or the VP of bottle washing. All that's available in Sales Navigator. What we all struggle with, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, is the workflow so we can develop business within our applicant tracking system or our CRM, right? Those are what a lot of us struggle with. But finding companies to do work with is, with Sales Navigator. And if does anybody want to see what I'm talking about? Am I talking Greek? Does everybody know what the hell I'm talking about? If you don't, I'll gladly share my screen real quick and show you. Anyone?
If you're looking for free contact finders, there's the link in the chat I just posted. Save that link. It'll give you like 30 plus of them. Doesn't mean they're all going to work for you, but just try one down the list if none of the other.
This is from what's his name, isn't it?
No, it's one I have of my own that I put.
This is the one tab one. Oh, thanks for this, man.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great. Yes, there's some good ones on here. Free People Search.
That's
US Public Data Search.
These things constantly change though all the time.
Yeah.
So just know that if they work today, it doesn't mean they're going to work tomorrow. But the most advanced lists are all going to be on Dean DaCosta's SSAR pages.
Mm-hmm. Whoever raised their hand, go ahead and talk.
And also a comment, like white pages, some of them don't get frustrated if it either blocks you or says, website doesn't exist. If you go to the home page, sometimes it does that. But if you go to Dean's site or watch a video of his, he'll show you the Boolean or the Google search to use. They'll get you there. They'll be like, like site whitepages.com / Kyle Campbell, Canada. And then it'll find you.
Here is my
and Dean
from my
DaCosta also has
start
a free
page
tool called Sourcing Links, which
you've
seen before. That's in the chat as well.
And this is in there too. Like I just dropped in this Start Me page is all my candidate lookups that I use. SalesQL, Cloudora, Seamless, Seekout, HireEase, Usermus, Signal Hire, ChatterWorks, Pin Verify. Oh, ChatterWorks. Forgot to talk about ChatterWorks. $50 a month, guys. For ChatterWorks, you get 1,000 lookups, and it's getting better, right? I forgot about that. I'm glad I remembered that now. Looking at this, so
they also will do a search for you.
Yeah. So guys, hey, contact, like if you have a search, right, and you tell them what your search is, they will put the entire search together for you. Boolean string, location, everything, and then they'll save it in your saved searches. You just go to it, click on it, and boom, and it populates the way you want it. We were having trouble on one of Tony's search looking for top secret SCI guys to go overseas to do embassy work, and they built one for us, and it was fantastic. And it's $50 a month for 1,000 credits a month, and their credit lookups are good. I would compare them with Signal Hire, Apollo, or any of those out there. So that is a cheap, good, and they also have a lot of people. For those of you who are watching or on this channel or see this later, you're doing a search that people don't have LinkedIn profiles, but they have Facebook. They get a lot of those too. A lot of Facebook people, a lot of Twitter people that do not have LinkedIn accounts. So maybe if you're doing truck drivers or landscapers, I use chefs. A lot of the chefs didn't have Facebook groups, and when you do chef search in there, you get don't have LinkedIn accounts. You get a lot of them with Facebook accounts. It's a little harder to get their contact info, but at least you can find them off of LinkedIn, because I think we rely a lot on LinkedIn. Go ahead, Alan.
Tommy made a good comment that a lot of these are kind of same. They all pull from the same place. When I use ChatterWorks, I love it. And when I was talking with them, number one, they're pretty responsive, which I love. And number two is one thing they said is how like Seekout, HireEase, and a lot of places, they hit on multiple databases to get their databases. But the first thing most all of them hit on is LinkedIn. And ChatterWorks was very intentional of saying, yeah, we hit on it, but it's way down on the list. So they find different people. They might find, like Tommy said,
ChatterWorks also does the same thing some of the other, like Apollo does. It gives you a lot of the numbers and emails associated with them over the years.
Yeah.
So that's a good one. Let's move on. So, sorry. Go ahead, Steve.
Hey, just a real quick question. I love using Chatterworks, and I do like the fact that they have the Facebook pages of these people. How do we search? Dumb question here from Colorado. How do you search on everybody that has a Facebook page?
Site.
Well,
Yeah, within
can help
Loxo.
you do that. If you want to learn how to do that, I can teach you.
Yeah, I don't know how to search
Within Loxo,
Facebook.
you can.
Loxo, I can't speak to, but I can tell you how to
no.
search from it.
Yeah, I know how
They'll
to
give
search
you the
from
occasional
Facebook.
guy
I'm
that's
just
not a
talking.
LinkedIn person. They'll give you the occasional guy that's not a LinkedIn person on Loxo, but look, all these databases, ZoomInfo, Apollo, Signal Hire, Loxo, Chatterworks, all of them rely heavily on LinkedIn. Now, Chatterworks is one of the ones that I see a lot more non-LinkedIn profiles. That's the only one. And they say they have 300 million or 500 million profiles of their own that they constantly update themselves. Like, so they're apparently, according to them, they're not aggregating like and just redoing LinkedIn stuff all the time or whatever, that they actually update the profiles they have. Like Loxo tells you that's what they do too, right? Loxo has that real-time beta update thing, right? And it works decently. But again, broken record, they don't all work. That's why you need a couple, right? I have Chatterworks. I forgot I had Chatterworks. Chatterworks, SalesQL, and Loxo, right? And those three, I mean, those two are $50 each. That's $100 for 3,000 lookups between the two. Go ahead, Alan.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Tommy. I just this is a free thing that I did. I don't know how many of you use Indeed. I've never paid Indeed a penny, but there's a way you can search for resumes on Indeed now. But here's the thing: you can create resume alerts. And here let me see if I can
take
get
your screen. I don't know. I've searched for resumes on Indeed, and then it seems like they took that stuff away. I stopped doing it.
They did, but
feel free to
there's.
share that. It's good.
Let me find one here. Here we go. Okay, this is gonna. Let me grab. What the heck are you? There you are. Share.
Come on, Alan. Oh no.
I know. God, you guys. I don't know how you deal with my ass. It's fucking pathetic. Come on, come. Can you see this?
Yep.
Okay, so it's a geotech. Now here's the problem, to be very candid. These are people that have posted their resume, who have updated their resume, and this is all I'm going to see. This is it. But this is enough.
Geotechnical engineer, drone engineering, Los Angeles, California. You Google that, you'll probably find a LinkedIn profile.
Right. And I have.
How do you do that? Can you show us how you do that? And this is the free version, right?
I don't pay them a dime.
Okay.
It's resumes.indeed.com. Now, I will say I've had these forever, just running. Let's see if it'll do it. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Great. Come on. What it does is you click here. See if it'll do it. Come on. Okay, it won't do it right now. Well, here we go. So geotechnical manager. It's just senior project manager, lives in Van Nuys, and the companies. That's it. And the education. Sometimes it'll give you the school name, sometimes it won't. But once you're in here, Indeed for Employers, now if I want to change this, I can do a construction estimator. Find. And I can do within 25 miles, within 5 miles of a certain of Los Angeles. And here we go. And it's just resumes.indeed. And I've had a bunch of these running forever. Let's see. I think they keep trying to lock it down, or maybe because I've had it forever, it I can still go in and make adjustments to them.
Okay.
But sorry, it's free, and if you can get to it, heads up.
So Indeed, and then go under the job, under the employer section.
Yeah.
Okay, so how many people here use a note taker for like ZoomInfo, Google Meets, like MetaView, Quill, Fathom, right? So how many people here have heard of Cluey? This is my new, like, flipping it out how damn awesome it is. So Cluey is a note taker that actually sits on top of your computer screen and works with any audio in your computer. So it'll work with Zoom, it'll work with Google Meet, Teams. It also works with, I have a Mac, so I can answer my iPhone on my computer, and it works. I can dial out voice over IP, Google Meet. I can dial out on my ATS Loxo, and it works there too. And it works seamlessly, incoming, outgoing, doesn't matter. So I'm going to share my screen real quick and show you guys what it looks like, and kind of show you why I think it's way better than all of them, unless you want to see the recordings. That's the only different thing it doesn't have. So, and so you guys see it? See my screen? You see Cluey? You don't see Cluey, do you?
No.
Watch. Now you see it. Now you don't. So right now it is listening to our conversation, and you guys don't know that. Right now I turn it back on, it shows it. Now, if you're interviewing a candidate, so Kale, I'm going to pause this for a second. Kale, I want you to act like you're a candidate. I'm going to say, pitch you a job, and then I want you to say, no, thank you, but I'm happy where I'm at. Okay. Now this isn't perfect, but I want to give you an idea of how good this is going to get. Are you ready, Kale?
Let's do it.
Hey, Kale, this is Thom. You and I just spoke before. I'm a headhunter. I specialize in bottle washing. Got your profile off LinkedIn. You have an awesome background. I have an opportunity in Saskatchewan that pays $80,000 to $90,000 a year plus a company car. I want to see if you're open to having a quick conversation about this opportunity.
Thom, no thanks. I'm happy where I'm at.
Okay. That's interesting. I talk to guys a lot, but thanks for letting me know. If you ever change your mind or want to chat about new opportunities, just reach out. Now that's not perfect, but this is what this thing does during the conversation. You could ask it, what should I say? Follow-up questions, recap, fact check, right? And over here, if you saw, it was asking us about define Chatterworks profile database. How do you search for resumes on Indeed? How do you create resume alerts on Indeed? How do you create and use resume alerts? How many people use note takers like MetaView, Quill, Fathom? It's listening to everything that's going on, and then you could ask it questions. So the fact check was explained to me for the people who are like, if you're calling up a startup that says, I got $50 million in pre-IPO funding or whatever, you can fact check that, and it will look it up for you while you're doing it. The really cool thing is this. This is the dashboard, okay? So once this meeting is over, I'll move this out of the way. Once this meeting is over, right, it's gonna summarize all this, and I'll put it in the things. Now, like, this was an interview I had yesterday for one of my clients, right? After the interview was over, it gave me an email to send to him if I wanted to do it, right? And then the context and the participants, the company role and overview, the day-to-day responsibilities, the technical discussion, salary range for the job, growth, all of this was saved. But I can also see the entire transcript right here. I can then copy the transcript, and like many of you have seen me do, I'll go over to, oops, wrong window here. I'll go over to typing mind, right? And drop it into my agent for meeting transcription interviews, drop it in there. And then I have my interview summary that I can send to my client. And then what I usually do is then take these notes here from Cluey, right? This summary that they did. Go back to that. This summary I'll put in my ATS, so I can reference it really quickly. I don't need to see the interview notes. I like the summary. The summary is more detailed for stuff that I don't think I want the client to see or know about. But then it's every conversation I've had since I started using it is saved in here. Every single conversation.
And Thom, can you use Comet to automatically do those steps to put it into Loxo?
You probably could.
Yeah.
But there's probably some workflows you can do as well with that. Another thing too, and this is what got me really excited, is you can customize it, right? So over here, this is their prompt. You're a real-time assistant that gives user info during meetings and workflows, right? But I'm making one that's called interviews and one called MPC marketing. And you could add files to it, right? I could put in files with rebuttals for overcoming objections, right? I could put in, if I wanted to make one for interviews, right? I could put in, these are important questions I need to ask or whatever, remind me or whatever. You can build this out, different workflows for different interviews. And then this thing here, the live insights will ask different stuff, right? It's not going to ask fact check, what should I say, follow-up questions, right? It's going to ask different stuff. So you can do this for your business, right? Whether it's recruiting bottle washers or business development with IT companies or whatever it is. This is only $15 a month. That's it. This thing is fantastic. The only negative is it doesn't work on my cell phone. That's it, right? So if I'm out and about, I got to use something like MetaView. But in my office, this thing, there's one here. Like my wife called me, right? And it came on, do you want us to talk about this conversation, right? So right here, where is it? Coordinating barn chores and schedules. Everything that Becky and I talked about. I'm going to go get grain. I'll help with the barn if she needs it. I'll bring them up and handle the dirty dishes while she's gone. And I have $5 for missing the trash, right? Like this was a conversation my wife and I had about some chores around the house. I can now reference this and go right to it. It is, this app is amazing for a guy like me who can't type, has got bad grammar and everything. This is saving my life so much. It's absolutely fantastic. I highly, highly recommend it. I don't make any money off it. I don't have an affiliate link or anything. I just think it'll make your life so much easier.
Are you sure you have to go back to your notes to remember what your honey-do list is, Thom? Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
Yeah.
She doesn't keep. She doesn't have it all up here.
If I don't write it down, I'll forget.
No.
I forget a lot.
Yeah, if you're anything like me, I got a wife that has a crackerjack mind right there on anything I got to do.
Now, you'll still remind me, but our horses are a couple miles from the house, right? So a lot of times I can't get a hold of her when she's out at the barn holding the horse or whatever. So that just gets, not talking about work, but that's why I do that, right? But client intakes, right? A client calls me, I just turn it on so I don't miss anything in the conversation, right? It listens to everything. It is really, really good. I can't see any downside. Go ahead, Huff. You're on mute. Well, while we wait for the boomer to figure out how to use his microphone, does anybody have any other questions on? Come on, Huff. What are you doing, bro? You're not on mute. Maybe your microphone's not asking. Anybody else have questions on Cluey? Because I think it's fantastic. And hey, Jordan's here. So I showed Jordan Cluey as well earlier.
Just playing with it.
Isn't that great?
Kind of. I mean, I just made a call through the computer and it didn't record. It was like recording what I was saying out loud, but it didn't record the call. So I didn't know.
Are you using voice over IP through your computer?
I was just doing the call thing through the Mac.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can. There we go. I'll work with that, Jordan.
Go ahead, Jordan. I'll wait, Jordan. Go ahead.
He's having a technical issue. He's having a technical issue. Go ahead, Huff.
Two things. One, I know you may still be recording, but on my screen, Thom, in the bottom left hand, when you did that pop-up about your conversation with your wife, there's a picture of you and your wife together. And I was just curious if that was AI generated or if that happened to be part of, it must have been recording your camera.
So,
hey, Thom, I'm yanking your chain, man.
Okay.
Listen.
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me to grab because I have a picture of me on Cluey, right? When you set it up, it asks you if you want to have an avatar.
Okay, so my real question is, I'm curious about, I love this idea of the recording. Thank you for sharing that. Has anybody used Claude or anything like that, where you can have your recordings going on all your conversations all the day so you can get a summary of your day and things you need to do? Because I agree with Thom, there's so much information. I'd love to have a end of day summary or next day, remember, these 5 things I need to do or whatever.
So you want something that just runs nonstop?
I want something that runs nonstop because I just talked to my daughter for like 45 minutes on a personal issue about one of her siblings, and you know, family's emotional, right? And so I'm probably not hearing half of what she's saying, but it'd be nice to get a summary and say, okay, this is what she was really saying, so I can be a better listener, right? Because I've listened to recordings of myself when I had a business coach, and I'd listened to them on the way to office of what I talked about last week, just to refresh my memory. And what I found out is I'm a terrible listener. I miss so much. I think I'm a good listener, but I'm really not. Or I miss things because my mind's probably going faster than the voice, right? And so I'm just curious if you guys have used Plod or something like Plod, and are there better solutions in Plod? Because it's kind of expensive, and I don't like wearing a little necklace around my neck, or I don't always have. I don't want to. Yeah.
With this, right? And I don't know what Jordan's issues are having, but if you are calling and receiving phone calls through your computer, right? Because they told me this is built into the root files of your computer. So any audio that's coming to and fro your computer, it records. So all the Google Meets and the Teams, and then I use Mac, so I can dial out or dial in, and I use Loxo, I can dial out to Loxo, so it records all that. What I like about it, Huff, right? It doesn't run nonstop, but anytime you start a audio conversation with someone, whatever platform, it immediately pops right up on your screen and says, "Do you want to listen? Do you want us to listen?" And you click yes, right? You could probably set, there's probably a setting that says whenever I join a meeting or whenever I make a call, automatically turn on, right? But here's the thing. It does not work to your cell phone, right? It's not going to work if you're not talking through your computer. That is the only caveat. And the only one that works like on your cell phone or on your phone is MetaView right now. I think Quill might too, but MetaView does. I can call, and it's a 415, it's a San Francisco number. I call that number, and then it says, it recognizes my cell phone, knows who I am, and then it says, put in a number and press pound. So I put in Jordan's number, and when it calls Jordan, it looks like I'm calling from my cell phone. It doesn't show that I'm calling from MetaView. MetaView listens to the entire conversation and then summarizes it. So for off-base areas, that's what I would do. But in your office, if you can make and receive calls from Loxo, from your phone, right?
So has anybody used Plod or something like that?
Huff, it looks like if you combine what's Cluey or any of our one Hone It that we use for note taking, Comet will give you a summary, right? So Comet is a browser-based AI agent, and if you're running, I don't know, any of the ones that summarize all your calls, Comet can then summarize it, integrate with your Google calendar, and give you that summary that you're looking for.
What do you mean, Kale? I don't understand how Plod jumps into that, or how Comet jumps into that. Can you explain?
I just asked Comet if it could summarize all my meetings with audio, and it says no, it doesn't do the audio recording. But if you use one of the ones like Cluey, or we use Hone It, which is like Quill, it integrates with Loxo, but now it can also not only do VoIP, it can do Google Meet, Zoom meetings and stuff like that. It can summarize all those, and then Comet, you can ask Comet to give you that daily summary, right? Because then it's browser based, and it
from yesterday.
Yeah, so as long as you have one of the note takers on that can do all of the platforms that you want to use, then Comet can give you that summary. Does that make sense, Huff?
It does. I've got Cluey loaded. I haven't done anything with it yet. And the same with Comet, which we'll
get to you, Alan. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Gail.
And I'd love to get Jordan. You're running the ChatGPT agent mode or Comet. Which are you running?
I guess I don't know your question. I like pretty much always I use Fathom for my AI note taking, so like that's pretty much what I use for all of my calls. I will just Fathom is okay for asking it some AI stuff and going back here, but like 90% of the time I'm just grabbing the transcript out of Fathom and then putting it in a typing mind, and then doing all my agent stuff at that point. I really just want the transcript. more than anything else.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted too in the beginning.
Yeah. That's basically all I need is the transcript, because I can do anything I want with the transcript after the fact. Most of these tools or whatever, they don't have the best agent built in, but if I have the transcript, I can transform that into anything I want.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Jordan, I thought it was you or somebody who is running the Chat GPT $200 or $300 agent mode.
He's doing Clay. He's running Clay.
Oh, who's Clay? Okay.
Can you summarize this meeting? I don't understand how Comet can go after. Like, I just had a Zoom MetaView. I just asked it to summarize a meeting on MetaView, and it did. But how does it? The Cluey is not in the browser.
Cluey isn't browser based.
It's its own standalone app.
Okay, it looked like it was browser.
Right, like here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Right, so this is a Cluey where all my notes are, like all my conversations, is right here. Can you see it? No, you can't. Hold on.
I'm just trying to maximize it for some reason.
Nice. Can you see it now?
Yeah. So, but it is in a browser there on the left-hand side. Is that your summary?
Yeah, hold on 1 second. I'm trying to bring Cluey back up. I lost fucking Cluey. Hold on.
Yeah. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, there we go. So this is the Cluey, right? This thing right here. This is not in the browser.
Okay.
This is Comet, right? So I asked it to do the summary of this meeting I had the day before. Yeah, well, my clients had the day before yesterday. So it took this thing and then summarized it here.
Yeah.
Right. So, but with Cluey's its own little standalone window. I can't figure out how to get Comet to access this, because Cluey did have it, so you could go to their website and see this as well. And I think they removed it. I tried this the other day.
Yeah. So I would ask them. Yeah, because you had showed it to us. I thought it was.
Yeah. See, they did this. All it has is get it for Mac, get it for Windows. It does not have the dashboard built in here anymore.
Yeah. Well, it might be their enterprise version, but I mean, regardless, if you're using Quill, I think Quill's browser based. I've never used Quill, but we use
an extension. It's an extension.
Yeah. So Honeit is browser based, and it'll run on almost any meeting, and it does run on Loxo phone. Or no, it doesn't run on Loxo phone. But
go ahead, Alan.
When I tried Cluey, I loved Cluey, but the problem was my VPN. And also with the AI browsers, they do not like VPNs.
Yeah, I don't use a VPN. I use Brave, which has really good privacy. I don't care about the VPN
I know.
side.
Well, we traveled. You needed to use it so you could get Netflix and Google, and Google TV in Europe.
Oh no, not Netflix.
Yeah,
can't go with that.
But and also did no, but I mean, Cluey was great. I really liked it. Also, does anybody here ever have when you're recording something, and number one, like the new iPhones have a recording function, and
I use it.
Yeah, I use it. But every now and then, probably half the time, I'd say, someone will say, "Are you recording this call?" I mean, have you?
No, because you have to ask it. Like with the iPhone, you have to ask them, because when you hit it, it says, this call is now being recorded. This is so.
No, I know Cluey doesn't. I get that, and that's fine.
This is what your phone. This is the new phone integration with Mac OS 26, right? So when you make a call, let me call Ernie real quick.
I was gonna say, I know how to do it on the phone. Where do you do it in here?
So here, it'll. Right, it won't, because he's probably not going to answer. Can I call someone who's going to answer?
Oh, that's right. You have to be connected to somebody. Yeah, here, call me.
Yeah, hold on. It's not letting me hang up. This is buggy. They haven't fixed this yet. So hold on. I gotta. Actually, if it goes to voicemail, it might work. Hold on 1 second. I don't know if he's going to send me the voicemail.
I just updated yesterday. So
yeah, it's not even going to. And now I'm froze on this. So. quit. My phone's still working. Which let's see what works. Okay, what's your number, Jordan?
303 669. No,
303
669
669
7922.
7922.
Thanks, Jordan.
Everybody can call me now. Not that I don't get 50 spam calls a day already.
You're kidding.
Is it ringing?
No.
Yeah, this app is buggy as fuck. This has happened to me a couple times. So,
Is this how you normally call?
Yeah, well, I usually call out. If I call out, I call out of Loxo. But sometimes people will call me and my cell phone will ring, and the only way to record the conversation and listen to the conversation is to say, hey, can I record this? Or if I answer it on my phone, then I can do the other thing. So let me go back to this again. And 303
669
669
7922.
792. See, you motherfucker. 792.
It's not even giving you like a.
Yeah.
I'm using Cluey, and I just asked, what should I say? And it said, please don't cuss. I'm a Christian man.
Yeah, so here we go. And I was calling my daughter. Maybe she'll answer. Okay, so here, she just answered. Contact card, call recording, live translation, right? So if you speak Spanish, it'll translate you to English.
Yeah,
The person you're talking
that's
to.
right.
It's really cool. And then the call recording's right here, and then you can see your contact card. So these are the three things that's new in this app, right? So if I hit call recording, it'll say, this call is now being recorded. So they're going to hear that when you do that, right? And then FaceTime will take notes on this call. So when we're done talking, the entire transcript will be in FaceTime. So like when I hang up now, right? If it ever does hang up and I go to my notes, where are my notes? Here are my notes. And over here are all my call recordings, right? So right here, we can see this is FaceTime will take notes in this call, transcribe. Like here's me and Kelly, right? You can see the entire transcripts of each call. Here's me and Ernie, right? And the transcript comes over here. If it's a big transcript. This must be a big one, so it's going to take a while for it to load, but it shows it over here, and then you can copy that and drop that into TypeMine or whatever large language model you want, right? So that is what I've been doing with all my conversations every time I'm on a call, and I can usually just say, "Hey, I'm at the barn. I'm walking my dogs. I'm on my cell phone. Do you mind if I record this conversation for notes?" And they go, "Yeah, no problem." Right? I've never had anyone say, "No, I don't want you to." Record this call. It's never happened to me. So, again,
Can I jump away from phone for a little bit?
yeah, and if this is good for the recording, we'll stay on. Otherwise, we've overpassed our time. I was going to go to double secret probation. So you tell me what you want to do.
Yeah, I don't have any secrets to tell right now.
Okay. Go ahead.
This is on LinkedIn productivity. I've used Canbox and then now using Job in Cloud a little bit. What is anybody getting super productive on LinkedIn as far as like being able to message prospects really well, using technology, using canned messages? Like I get a ton of messages from people all over the world asking for jobs and stuff, and I'd love to be able to like give them a little bit of service. Even the the RPO folks, the 5 RPO folks who message me every single day.
Every day, yeah.
I'd love to be able to just automatically have AI send them a quick little message. Oh, I really appreciate it, but no, we already have a partner. Whatever it is to just have a little bit more engagement, but me not have to waste any more time and actually be a little bit more efficient on LinkedIn, especially for clients, right? Because I have been neglecting. There was an HR director who reached out to me yesterday, and she's like, "Oh, I got like 150 roles to fill, and we might need to partner up on some stuff." And I'm like, I haven't called you in 10 years, but you're on my LinkedIn. How can I miss this, right? It's because I'm not being productive. So any tools on LinkedIn or any tools that you're utilizing LinkedIn more effectively, like Job and Cloud, to have a bunch of canned messages or something better?
So I asked Comment auto reply to LinkedIn messages, and I don't know if this is right. It says expand Dripify, Duck Soup, Meet Alfred, and Zopto do that.
Yeah.
And then there's Zapier and LinkedIn API integration. So
Could Magical do it?
no, Magical. I think what Kale is saying is, do you know how like when we set up a job in Loxo or any ATS, right, and someone applies, you can set up a trigger where it automatically sends an email back. Hey, thank you for applying to bottle washer in Chicago. If we're going to move forward, we'll reach out to you. If not, we'll keep your resume on file. Have a wonderful day, or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Like that's easy in mail. Is there something for anybody here? And Huff's raising his hand that does that for LinkedIn. Go ahead, Huff.
I just put in the chat, but I actually do use Magical extensively, and I use it in multiple ways, not just for LinkedIn, but I also use a product called Very Fast, and that allows me to categorize things. And so, I mean, I've got dozens and dozens of stock messages for quick responses. And what's also nice is it works, Magical does, in anything that is an open form. So you can pop anything in really quick, like when they're asking for my email or anything else. I mean, I've got all those. It just seems to be universal and work across that. But if you're looking for something that's auto responding and auto generating a specific message, and a lot of times on LinkedIn, they give you the, little quick thanks, whatever. And sometimes I'll just do that, especially because I'm very careful about my time. And if someone keeps reaching out to me or they're of really no value, I want to be nice. I'm just going to give them that, or I'm going to block them because I'm tired of hearing about it.
Yeah.
Hey, so another one that I want to show you guys that was doing, I think, Kale, this might work for you. You got to talk, right? You got to push a button. It's not automated, but Whisperflow was introduced to me by Dominic's guy in the Netherlands. It's the #1 productivity app on the App Store right now. And I got that as well, and I'm using it all the time. So it's basically, you'll hear me talk, right? Talk to text, right? And I was using Mac. But Whisperflow is way, way better because I can say to Whisperflow, hey, Huff, let's meet tomorrow. Wednesday at 4:00 at that really cool Japanese restaurant in Baltimore. And it will fix that, right? If I say that into Mac, it listens to everything I say and does it, right? Whisperflow will not say Korean. It'll say Japanese restaurant. It won't say tomorrow. It'll say Wednesday, whatever day I picked. And it'll do the right punctuation, the right commas and everything. I don't have to do any of that. And it fixes my grammar, right? So if I say, something grammatically wrong, it fixes it for me. And they have this thing called snippets. So if I go into this Roundtable chat box, everybody can see this. I'm going to press the button for Whisperflow and I'm going to say Roundtable intro. Watch. Roundtable intro. Look what it does. It does this entire thing. Every Friday at 12:30, we do a roundtable over to Google Meet that all recruiters, young and older, are welcome to join. You can have as many what they call snippets as you want, right? You could have one that was like, home email, or personal email or intro email, reply to. You could just have one that's called reply to LinkedIn RPOs. Hey, thanks, I appreciate it. We're not in the market right now, but don't hesitate to hit me up every 6 months. That's about the only time I do it. Please stop with the emails every couple days. Kale, right? And then you could just go see it comes in, hit the button and go, boom, RPO spam, and boom, it'll do that whole thing out for you. It's not automated, but it works really well. And then you can have your own personal dictionary here, right? So, Thom, Loxo, Corbin, Lenny is my granddaughter, right? It listens and decides, oh, hey, he's going to say that a lot, so I'm going to make that into the conversation. Then, for those I use Apple Notes. My Apple Notes is just, I have thousands of notes, right? I use it for every time I need something. I'll say, hey, take a note, say this. I keep all my prompts are in there, everything, all my GPTs, anything I get, right? So you can put all the notes you want, right? And I just use this to test stuff, right? The rate of spam falls mainly okay. I'm trying to see if this can get this to work, but it's driving me insane. When I first got it in July, I couldn't figure out how to use it. This was a pain in the ass. But this is only this was cheap too. Is it $20 a month? I can't remember. What did I pay for this? Can't even remember. Anyway, but like productivity wise, this is absolutely fantastic for me. Anytime I have to type something more than just, hey, sounds good, I use this. And I type at, if you see the top, at 109 words per minute. That is my voice to text speed. Because I can type about 30 words a minute if you put me to the test. So it's tripled my productivity. Absolutely tripled it. And it makes and because the grammar and because of fixing everything, because before, right, when I used the Mac, right, so I'll do the notes here, and the Mac thing is this, right? Hey, Kale, let's have dinner tomorrow. I'm sorry, I mean Wednesday at 4 o'clock at that really cool Japanese restaurant down by the water. Right, and then if you use Whisperflow, hey Kale, let's have dinner tomorrow. I'm sorry, I mean Wednesday around 8 o'clock at that really cool Japanese restaurant down by the water.
Man, when I was online dating, this would have been productivity killer in Vancouver.
It is so good. It's so quick. It's so precise. And with a lot of times with the Mac, I have to say question mark. If I want it to be a question, I have to say comma, right? No, it does all of this for you. So highly recommend if you can't type really fast and this works. It works on any place you can type. This works. I use it for Reddit comments, LinkedIn comments, to send emails, to write job descriptions, anything. This is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And everything you do is saved, right? Here. See, hey, Kale, let's have dinner Wednesday at 8 o'clock at a really cool Japanese restaurant down by the water. Every single conversation, everything I do is saved in here.
Cool.
And with that, does anybody have any questions on that? Because we'll go to secret double probation.
What was the product? Whisperflow?
Whisperflow. Yep. Here's the right here's the app, and it's WISPR -flow or space flow. Whisperflow. I mean, there's explore use cases, right? They have their little thing where they show and you can see it in action. I like the snippets. I'm starting to thinking about how I'm going to use the snippets because I have text shortcuts in Mac, right? If I type in, like if you see in the box right now, if I type in TRR, I get this. YouTube.com, the Recruiter Roundtable, right? And if I type in this word, if I type in Pmail, I get my email.
Sorry, where's that?
Look at the chat box we're doing, the in-call messages.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so again, in-call messages, right? I'm going to type out PMIAL, that, right? I get that. If I type out ZZZ, I get DOD encrypted, right? If I type out FU, I get fuck off. If I type out HMail, my personal email. Whoops, HMail.
I don't think we can see that.
In the in-call messages?
No, we're looking at the Whisperflow.
Okay, so look at the in-call messages again.
I'm still looking at pictures of you and your wife. I'm sorry, something's wrong with my computer.
Yeah.
In the in-call messages, watch HMail, /EOT, Pmail. This is a Mac thing. Or ZZZ.
I don't see anything.
In the in-call messages, guys. The fuck, man, fuck off. Okay, so these fucking jokesters.
No, there's no screen showing.
No, there's no screenshot. We got nothing, Tom. I mean, I'm serious.
A bunch of ugly
I'm not
men.
asking. I'm telling you to go look at your in-call messages where other people put notes in the fucking messages in the Google.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well. Yeah.
But the chat.
When you say in-call
it's called
messages,
in-call. Yeah, chat.
you
It's
meant
called
in-call messages.
Oh,
Yes.
I didn't know you were talking about the fucking messages. I'm sorry.
I thought you were talking about the non-fucking messages.
Well, that's it for today's Recruiter Roundtable. Thanks to all who attended and participated. I appreciate that, except for the fuckers like Huff that are fucking with me because he's a boomer and can't figure out how to use his microphone. You can help us tremendously by hitting like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Don't forget, you can check us out on Dominic's show, 12 p.m. every Thursday. That's his business development roundtable. I also do Ask a Headhunter Live every Tuesday at 5. We do a Loxo and Job In the third Thursday of every month. Thanks again for being part of Recruiter Roundtable. For Ernie Monroe and Kelly Nelson, who's not here today, I'm Thom Alascio. We'll see you next week on the Recruiter Roundtable. Until then, do not forget to smile and dial. And we are about to be out. And we're out.
So Anthony, what's your crazy story?
So, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
So I needed some good news on our Friday.